This is Soggy Nachos Podcast. My name is Jonell, and what's up, Chuck? What's up, bro?
I'm incredible, man. I can't even lie. Win, lose, or draw, I'm always incredible.
Frank, what's up, dog? How you, homeboy?
I'm great, man. Can't complain. And even if I did, no one would care.
That's a fact.
At least
That's
he
a
knows.
total fact.
At least he knows.
We NFC East folks. I'm a Commanders fan. Charlie's a Giants fan.
Frank's a Rams fan.
It depends, but he lives in LA now, so he's kind of a wishy-washy LA fan. It don't matter. Right now, we're talking about the Commanders. Now, let me just be transparent here. John L., I said we won't beat the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
I said it.
You mean you was going to pay the bills?
Here's the thing. At the end of the day, it's two ways to look at this. Just one loss.
That's not an actual way to look at it. But go ahead, continue.
We'll let you spanked.
Yeah, that's the way to look at it.
Still 2-1.
That 2-1 don't mean nothing. Like I want to cut you off right here and now because it's like I let you get away with the foolishness because we won. Right. Even though I wanted us to lose because I knew that we were this team, right? So it would have been better had we lost and just, but hey, I let you get away with it because, you know what I'm saying? It's early in the season, we won. But yes, the Sunday gave you a very good viewpoint, or I don't know what's the word I'm looking for here, a very good barometer of what this team is against teams that are good. Not even like, I don't even know if the Bills are necessarily a true Super Bowl contender this year, but they're a better team. They're one of the better teams in the league, right? So look, the 3 points is actually pretty nice because the game had long been over before Washington scored. And so like that tells you a lot. I don't know any Super Bowl contending teams that are not just getting spanked, but not scoring, not able to move the ball down the field and create points during the course of a game. So
I think
take that how you will, but go ahead.
I think this is the first game where Jonell and the rest of the Washington fan base, that little concern meter showed up a little bit for their quarterback. How was cool first couple games, and he turned into Daniel Jones, or I think he took the Josh Allen juice. Maybe they drank the opposite Gatorade.
Turned into Sam Howell.
Kind of bad. Like 4 interceptions. I'm sorry, 4 interceptions. Kind of not good.
The Epinesa one was the nastiest one.
It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. The pick 6 to a defensive lineman. That's not good. So I think Washington and New York are in this weird similar area where they're better than bad teams, but not by a lot. But they're a lot worse than the good teams, and I think that's a gross place to be.
Charlie,
that's a gross place to be.
Charlie, it's called mediocre.
That's the word. That's a gross word.
Okay, I just waiting for my turn to talk. Go ahead.
You started talking.
I didn't get to say too much. Frank cut me off. Very rude.
I wasn't having it. I was
continue, man. We got more Eastern talk to go, but go ahead. Finish up.
So, I understand what y'all are saying.
Oh, sorry.
First of all, Frank, you said no Super Bowl contender, whatever. I never said that we were Super Bowl contenders.
Not even a playoff contender, honestly, but go ahead.
It was a wake-up call. It was a wake-up call. My offensive line is no good. But the boy Howell does hold the ball a little long. He does hold the ball a little long.
Always been my concern. I was very worried because all day he got chased around by some young pass rushers. He was delivered some pain, and they were all in, and they made him sweat. Wow. That was a rough day.
Charlie, that was wonderful. Wow. I really appreciate what you did there, Charlie.
Wow. Tasting your own medicine ain't as good when you drinking it. I'll tell you that much.
I just want to know what that pass rush, that pass rush, you know what I'm saying? All that beautiful soliloquy, what they did to keep the bleeding.
Our defense did not look.
I will say this is the best Chase Young we've seen in about a year and a half, maybe more. This is the best version of Chase Young.
It did not matter. So
it didn't matter, but it's going to matter against worse teams. So it's something.
So what are we doing with this? Because
trading value. Look,
Okay.
look. You want your most
Or you
valuable
can build
assets
on
to show
this.
that you're good. All right, so look,
What
we're
are
not
you
going to stick
building
on this.
on,
We're
man?
not
I'm
going to stick
tired
on
of
this
this.
all day. Of course, the Giants fans are going to push y'all back to Thursday night football where the Giants got shellacked. The score
Oh, we
maybe
was
not as
gonna get
bad
to
as the
that.
score
Oh, we was gonna get to
indicated.
that. We was gonna get to that.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, so we're there now.
Okay.
We're there now. The
Debo
Giants lost
Samuel
what,
said.
30-12?
Debo Samuel said, "That's my chain, pump." Yeah. Yeah. Debo
The
Samuel said,
Giants are concerning right now. When you can't pass protect, I mean, you can't protect your quarterback at all. The Giants right now are at a place in time where they can't function. That's always my issue with the offensive line. And your offensive line doesn't have to be the best in the world, but when your team can't function, and we have witnessed two Giants games, one against the Cowboys and one against the 49ers. I understand they're great defenses and great teams, but where you get to the part of the game where your offense cannot function, Daniel Jones has been under pressure on 48% of his dropbacks. I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that. Every other dropback is a pressure without doing anything. I haven't seen anything like that. I am extremely concerned about the New York Giants. I'm holding out hope that it was against, yes, two of the best defenses, two of the best pass rushers in the league. Maybe it's not all like that. The Giants were missing their left tackle and left guard. Maybe that's it. So that's the only hope that I'm holding out. It's not like I'm anchored to that, but that's all I can do as a Giants fan is hope that some help. We get healthy. Saquon gets back. Andrew Thomas gets back.
"Hold
Our two
on."
best
So
offensive
Charlie, hold
players,
on. I want to
and
ask you. So
the O
has your
line's not that bad.
my bad to cut you off. So you have a different feeling than you felt, but when this team is not the team you was expecting to walk into this season this year because you felt
So
that
against the
you
Cowboys,
seemed a little pumped up before the season
yeah, it
started.
stopped. It stopped. So against the Cowboys, it's 30-0.
40.
The first half of the 40-0. I'm sorry. The last 10 points got beat out of me. 40-0. The first half of the Cardinals was 20-0, and then we got another 30 burger dropped on us. And I explained this to Jonell that with the 49ers, I know that we didn't get it was a one-score game going like midway through the fourth quarter, but it just looked like the Giants were doing enough to hold the 49ers back from breaking the doors wide open. They weren't. It's not like we were actually competitive. We were
Right.
just holding on.
Right.
It was like
Right.
Holdor
And
out
the
here.
49ers look like they never
And
got
we
out of
did
second
so.
gear, if I'm being honest. Like they were just
Yeah,
kind of
so
controlling the
it
game.
was, and then what really got me a little concerned, and we can move on to the most concerning team lost this week. Is that there was a little bit of conversation about Dayball taking over play calling from Kafka at halftime of the Cardinals game, and that's when we outscored the Cardinals 31-8 and stuff like that. I don't like that whole I'm calling plays. That's the first red flag in the Dayball era was second after leaving Daniel Jones out there to get beat up by the Cowboys. So I don't know, the little shakiness that what they say right now you're the talk of the town, but you could easily be the clown of the town and a heartbeat. I mean, Dayball used coach of the year last year. I don't know.
Frank, I want to know this, Frank. I want you
So,
to summarize in the little diatribe how you feel about Brian Dayball in general, Charlie's love of him, and the contrast of Charlie before the season started with the Giants and what you see right now from the Giants and how you think Charlie feels about the Giants. No, it's a
so
lot, but I think you can handle it.
So as far as Dayball is concerned, I think Dayball is a really good coach. You know what I'm saying? I think the world of him. He's an offensive, one of the better offensive minds we have in the league. So I like Dayball. Now head coaching is a different ball game. And while he did a good job, I said this last year, the Giants overperformed. And where Dayball shined was his ability to, have players come up and, make the right play calls and have things go their way in close games. I told Charlie before this season started, you're not going to have that this year, which I didn't think they were going to make the playoffs. And not only that, but then now you see what they look like with the lessened offensive line, not a real quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And Charlie was so brimming with optimism. All the pieces they had. Oh, we got Waller. We got that. We will definitely play on the team. But look at him now. And Charlie is talking about concerning, but he's sweating in his boots. He's shaking his
Okay.
boots. he
All
actually
right,
might
you
he
know,
actually might be
all right.
happy
So,
because now
so,
he looks
so,
like
so,
he's in the
so we're
running
gonna
for
let
the first one.
we're gonna let Charlie talk on behalf of Charlie
Oh wait,
because
hold
I
on.
said
He
because
asked me how I
no, we're
felt.
not listening to this no more. This tomfoolery. We're not doing this because see, listen, the Giants played against two of the best teams in the league in the first 3 weeks. Last year, hold on,
Didn't
shut
look
up. No,
like
no, no,
he
no. I see
belonged on
you
the
trying
field
to
with
talk. Relax.
him. Okay,
Last year, the Giants weren't good enough to beat the good team. That we weren't. We
I
got
know.
skunked by the Eagles, skunked by the Cowboys. So this doesn't look much different than last year, except these games happened in the beginning and there was expectation. Again, we weren't going to beat the
0 points.
49ers. We
You
weren't
didn't
going
look
to
like
beat the
0 points at any
Cowboys.
point last
And
year.
this and no, we also were missing our two best offensive players this week. We're not going to talk about that. Saquon, Andrew
I'm
Thomas,
talking about week one.
trenches.
Well,
Week one was a
okay.
complete debacle,
Okay,
but the
wait,
Eagles
slow down,
did just did,
slow down.
no. The Eagles did a worse number on us, except we scored. They did a worse number on us 3 times last year,
I don't like
including in the
anything you're
playoffs.
saying right now.
So
Let me tell you
listen,
why.
the
Can I
Giants
say
feel
something, please?
similar to what I thought. It's just
My bad,
we
Charlie.
started off with two of the best teams in the league. So you're gonna ask about how Charlie feels.
It's
Ask
so
Charlie how
funny how
Charlie feels.
you know, Charlie's the GOAT. Let me tell you why. Because he always talks about how you can't do anything without the quarterback. The quarterback is the team. The quarterback, right? So you telling
Y'all
me,
in these
oh no,
voices is
listen, no,
crazy.
Frank, listen to me. We're talking about Charlie right now. We're not talking about the rest of the. We're talking about Charlie talking about a running back missing. And this is causing stuff. This is a problem. It's a
I ain't say
running
his
back
position.
missing.
I ain't say his
Yes,
position.
you did. You said
I said
Saquon
our two
Barkley.
best offensive players.
Exactly. And you're using that as an excuse when the reality is that Daniel
What about
Jones.
tackles?
You don't like Daniel Jones, but yet when it comes to the Giants, you're trying to look at it as an entire team thing. But you know
I
Daniel
do
Jones.
the same thing for the Falcons, but we're not talking about them right now.
That's why you don't
running backs
about them
don't. But
too.
Charlie, running backs don't matter. So if one of your two best players is a running back, then what does it matter?
You already got problems.
Right.
Yeah, but running back, but the tackles matter. A tackle matters.
Yes, I agree.
Yes, but
I
he's one
agree.
player, and y'all look terrible. Y'all don't look one play. Y'all don't look a left tackle away. Y'all look terrible.
Listen, like I said, it's a confounded. Like it's two things. We were missing two of our best offensive players, and we were playing teams that were entirely better than us. Like it's not like one or the other; it was both. So to not
Why
be
did you look
fully
so
armed
bad in the
against a
first half
team that
against
you
the
didn't
team?
have a
Why did you look
chance to
so bad
beat,
against it?
I didn't. So Frank, you talked about my expectations. What was the record I expected though? I said 9 or 10 wins. It's not like
You
I
said
said
playoffs
we was
though.
going to be a 11, 12. When I said we can make the playoffs, the NFC is weak. I don't got no. It's not like I thought we were going to be a juggernaut. Everybody relax. Let's talk about the Cowboys, okay?
Yeah,
We
let's
talk
join
about the
forces for a
Cowboys
second.
like the
Let's join forces for a
Cowboys.
second. Let's talk about how
We
terrible they
talked
look.
about the Cowboys like they were the best thing since sliced bread. I traded in all my sliced bread and said, "Let me just get Cowboy stars."
Who was that? Like, because I was never on that train. Like, I don't know who was talking about the Cowboys like this. Because if you ask me, and this is just what I've contended, I was like, well, let's wait till the season really kicks in because eventually you're going to remember that Dak Prescott is the quarterback. Like, there's no way, shape, or form that wasn't going to come up. Like, what are we talking about here? Like,
Can't have a
you can
quarterback that throw
dance
the
on the
ball
Giants,
that
but that's
poorly.
not.
Can't have a quarterback throwing the ball that poorly, leading a good team. I'm sorry,
Dak Prescott is a real issue. I mean, like trade him to the Jets, they can use him. But
you know what, Frank?
man.
You know what, Frank? We gotta be a little gracious on Charlie. Even though he was a Dak supporter, he's done enough at this point. He's done enough hating at this point where we can give him some slack. He hates Dak enough, I think, at this point.
He's come around. He's come around.
Yeah.
It's funny because all the Cowboys fans I talked to, they're like, "Oh, I think this could be our year," and I was like,
"No, man,
it matters." Dak Prescott is your.
no." And Frank brought up a really good point when I was just it was boggling my mind because I used to defend Dak Prescott like y'all said. I was like, dog, was he always this bad? He wasn't always this bad. He was never. I know he wasn't great, but he wasn't always this bad. And then Frank was like, he hasn't since he broke his leg. This is not the thing. Since Dak Prescott broke his leg, he has been abysmal. Dak Prescott, I don't. It's hard to find non-Zach Wilsons and non-Justin Fields that are worse than him at quarter. He's pretty bad. Like I probably take Daniel Jones. I definitely take CJ Stroud. I don't know, man.
Charlie, think about
Dak
it though.
Prescott football is bad. The end zone view of the interception that he threw to lose to the
Yeah, that
goddamn
was wild.
Cardinals was
Wow.
unbelievable. Like, I mean,
Listen,
like, I don't want to question the man's integrity, but who were you trying to throw the ball to?
Charlie, you gotta understand. Dak probably plays a lot of Madden, and he's seen like that when you like tap the joint, there's a touch pass that Eagle.
No, you know what's so
Maybe
funny?
against the
Frank, it's
computer,
funny.
but not
I was
against
about to
people.
say something similar to that. That's
Not
a fact.
against
What
another
it
player.
is when you can't throw the ball that good, you gotta do so many different things to compensate to get the ball where he needed to get. He probably
He needed
sometimes
to
it
do
make
some
it
more.
mess your mind up a little bit, you know what
He
I'm
need
saying?
he needed to
Don't throw
do
the
some
ball
more.
right.
The Cowboys, look, that defense is amazing, but they lost Trayvon Diggs and they still have Dak Prescott. That's two negatives from last week.
They
Like,
got Rico Dowdle though, so it don't matter.
okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Last thing
So
before we get out of here. Are we hating on the Eagles? Yes.
Yes, a little bit because what to me what I have is that this team is not as good as it was, like, because it's not taking us by surprise like it did last year. We know what they're going to do, but some of it is still kind of unstoppable. So you got a little
QB sneak,
yeah.
QB sneak.
It's crazy
I,
because
I
people
knew
are
that they
down
would
on
take a
them.
step. You can go ahead.
People are only down on them because of fantasy, because they're playing good football as a football team.
And to me, I'm terrified of the Eagles. I got to be full transparent with the people. When we get off when we get off this video, I'm gonna lie to y'all. But to the people, I'm terrified. The Eagles, we knew they were gonna have a slow start because they lost their offensive and defensive coordinator. Like, there's a coaching shift that's going on that
That's
they're
a
still
fact.
3-0 for.
That's a fact. They had
They're
that much
still
success.
3-0 while they're adjusting to the new coaching staff.
That's a
So
fact.
that's cool. And then Jalen Carter.
Yeah,
Their
he's
offensive
a
Jalen
line,
Carter
monster.
is
their
so
offensive line is
good.
still you talking about the defensive line. Their offensive line is still parting the Red Sea. Like,
Yeah.
everybody
No.
thinks
Hey,
DeAndre Swift
look,
is
man.
the best running back in the league.
I gotta do this. I'm not going to do it often. I might never do it again. But I'll give some kudos to DeAndre Swift. Never been a fan of DeAndre Swift. Not
D
in
Swizzy
Georgia. Not in
cooking.
not in Georgia. Not in
This
Detroit.
this
And
actually is a bold to your argument because DeAndre Swift, my grandmother, it wouldn't really matter when you like
Kenny
have
Gainwell in
that
week one.
large, right? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
When you
but
have
Swift
old,
is different back there though. Don't,
I
don't do
know
that.
he's
Don't do that.
no, that's what I'm saying. He's
No,
good.
he's just making a point.
He's good enough that, like, he's not great, but he's gonna look great behind that offensive line. You know what
That's
I'm
fair.
saying?
That's
You know?
fair. That's
Because
fair.
I mean, it took that offensive line for him to look good because he was behind Georgia's offensive line and Andrew Thomas. He was behind Penei Sewell for in Detroit. But now he said second best not going to make me look good. I need the absolute
Charlie got to
best
be a little bit
offensive
of a hater
lineman.
still. You see how
Yeah.
Charlie did that? He could be real good
So
at
they
it.
didn't.
Yeah, I'm saying
Anyway,
it slipped out. It slipped out. I was trying to give him some credit. It slipped out.
hey
That's how I
Frank,
do.
before
DeAndre
we
Swift is
leave,
doing real
seriously though,
good
who's the
stuff,
best
man.
receiver on the Eagles?
Oof. It's
Make
still
that
AJ.
face if you want, Charlie. Make that
It's
face
still
if you
AJ
want.
Brown. It's still AJ Brown
I
though.
don't know about
Tell
that.
Devontae Smith to do that when he's the ace boom coon. When
Yeah.
he's the only guy. No.
AJ Brown was
AJ
never the
Brown
only
did
guy
it
in the
as the
monster.
only guy.
You got to
Tennessee
tell
still haven't found a receiver since AJ
right.
Brown left.
You gotta tell him to do that after, like, coming off the, like, record breaking season that he had in Eagles history for them. You know what I'm saying? So, like, understand defenses this year are looking at him a lot more. Like,
All I'm
Yeah,
saying is let's see what
Devontae
happens
Smith
moving
is
forward.
balling, but it's easy to beat up the bad guys as Robin.
Sometimes the torch
It's
gets
easy to
passed.
beat
It
up
is
the
what it
bad
is.
guys as Robin.
Sometimes the torch gets passed. It is what it is,
as
yeah.
of now, it is still AJ Brown. Just
Cool.
bear
We'll
It's
see.
still swole
Skinny
Batman. It's not
Batman.
skinny
Skinny
Batman.
Batman gonna hear this. Anyways, man, I don't got nothing else to say to y'all. Anything y'all want to say? We'll get out of this piece.
No, not with the Giants playing this way. There's nothing else to say.
We can save
One
I
more
wanted you to
loss,
say something.
we
wanted you to say
going tank mode. We gonna hire Frank as our GM and see what we can get for the pieces.
Look, man.
Frank can do it for you. Build that system. Anyway, Soggy Nachos Podcast. Thanks for listening. Like, comment, subscribe. Join us on at noon on Sunday on Instagram Live. You can come up and holler at us too, man. So all that type of fun stuff. Peace.